What's up? It's October 3rd. Fuck, it's Thursday, October 31st, 2024, 3:44 p.m. What's up? It's episode 378. All right, so I used PTO today. I didn't go into work. Thank goodness, because I got a lot of stuff done today. It feels good. And I don't know if you can hear that. That was weird. Yeah, I got some stuff done. Not as much as I wanted to get done. I also learned some cool stuff. There's templates for workout programs inside the software that I use that I can just plug and play, which is pretty cool. However, the workouts didn't really... That's not something I would tell a client to do, so it's kind of inauthentic for me to use that, but it is there if I need to fall back on it or whatever, so that's cool. Just learn that, but I think I don't want to record a show today. I'm just angry, dude. It doesn't sound like it. It sounds like I'm all right, but I'm just so irritated, and I don't know if it's because I didn't sleep well. I don't know, but here's why. So I made all the programs, put them all into Everfit. They're periodized. The program is now officially ready to go. Done. Okay, so that's cool. As far as the beginner workout program, if somebody were to join in, they're a complete beginner. That's not in there, but I'm just gonna wait until that fucking day happens because I'm not even going after beginners. So, and if they did want to join and they paid me, I you know what? I would actually probably get that shit done. You guys hear that? Someone is about to get whatever. I would get that shit done ASAP. So if I have $750 in the bank from signing a client today, and I said, okay, we'll get you started on Monday, then you best believe that shit would be done by Monday. Because I can tie that $750 in with doing that work, so it's kind of easier mentally. But anyway, yeah, so now I got to remake the nutrition plan, and I'm just going to kind of brain dump here because this is just what I think about all the time. But I got to make I got to make the nutrition plan. And I don't know. Yeah, it's the first Nito episode, so 342, I think, where I said I talked for 2 hours straight, nonstop, something like that. That's when I was talking about my nutrition guide for the people who joined the program. And that was all for fat loss and weight loss and... Fuck, my nose, dude. Eating in a caloric deficit, all this stuff. And while that does still apply, I want it to be tailored for the guy that's looking to build muscle. So I have to redo that. And so I have to kind of reword the document a little bit so that it pertains to the people who I'm trying to talk to now. And that's fine. It just requires me to do more work with the nutrition side of things. I guess what I ought to do now is make some sort of sample meal plan. Even though that's not how I do things, I don't follow meal plans. I do flexible dieting. I eat the foods that I want to eat, and as long as it fits the macro budget that I have available, that's what I do. And that's not me saying that I eat bullshit 24/7 and I use that as an excuse to drink Mountain Dew and eat Doritos as long as it hits my macros, in which you can do. I don't do that. I don't know, like 20 episodes ago, 15 episodes ago, I don't know, I started talking about how I'm taking health a little bit more serious. That is still true. However, using Chronometer, it's inconvenient because the database of food isn't as robust as MyFitnessPal's. So when I look for a food, for example, I have FlexPro meals. When I try to search up one of those, it doesn't exist. So if I want to track the foods and all the nutrients in there and not even get all the minerals and vitamins, I have to input it manually. And that shit's annoying. I don't want it to be a chore. This needs to be fucking simple, easy, quick, fast, efficient for me to stick with. Because I'm not trying to track my food for 30 minutes a day just because the food's not inputted, or because the food hasn't been input into the input. Cool. So yeah, I would love to use Chronometer more, but MyFitnessPal, it's just, the database is huge, and you can't type a food in that it doesn't know what it is. It's just, all the food's there. So I'm just going to roll with that for now because it's simple, it's easy, I know how to use it. So in the future, maybe we'll switch to another one and we'll use it full time. I don't know. But right now, MyFitnessPal just seems to be really simple to use. So there's that. But I'm just feeling irritated and feeling angry because I just want to get the shit done. I just want to be done writing workouts and done writing nutrition plans and done writing all this stuff. That's enjoyable to some extent. But I don't want to focus on that shit because right now I'm in the startup phase, if you want to call it that, where I'm trying to build out everything all at once. And I just joined a mastermind. So now there's that urgency, right? Because now I'm paying to be part of this thing and I'm not making money. And that's fine for now. But if I go 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, I won't. And I'm not stressed about that. Don't worry. But if I did, that's no good. Can't do that, right? I mean, I don't know if you guys have heard the credit card episode where I talk about fuck a credit score. Like, let me use my credit cards how I want. I'm going to be a quadrillionaire in the future anyway. I'm not worried about that stuff. And that's just a shit ton of belief in myself. So to someone who's a casual listener, that's probably like, oh yeah, bullshit, Bryson. But to somebody who is listening in 20 years, hey, look, it came true, didn't it? Pretty fucking cool that we can have these episodes to look back on, huh? So that's why I'm anti-retirement. That's why I don't believe in putting shit away for a 401k or an investment or whatever, as far as of retirement goes, right? I mean, I've talked about this a million times, but if you put in however much and you do this for the next 40 years, let's say you get $5 million back. I'm associating with people now that make $5 million in a half a year. You know, it's just there's so many different levels to the whole fucking game. And I'm not saying saving retirement is bad. It's probably a really good thing. But why would I not take that money now and use it for my self-education that can further get me the income that I'm desiring? And I mean, every time I bring it up to somebody, it's always the same response of, oh, what if it doesn't work, dude? Are you sure? Every time. And when I say every time, it's happened, I think maybe 5-6 times. And it's, oh, I don't know. It just, what if it doesn't work? Then I'm screwed, and then I don't have retirement. Then I'm not going to have to work, and then I'm going to have to work for the rest of my life. And it's funny because it's like, I want to do that, you know? I saw some quote on Instagram, and his name was Jeremy Miner. He's a sales guy. And let me find it. It was so good. I loved it, dude. It was talking about how he lives for purpose, not for leisure. And I was like, dude, yeah. Yes, that's me. So let's see if I can find it. Here we go. I wake up at 5 a.m., hit the gym at 5:30, read several pages of a book before 7. By 8, I'm in the office, work until 5, check emails at 9. I'm in bed by 10. I could retire and play golf all day, but I'm fueled by purpose, not leisure. And when I read that, it wasn't like I got body chills and I was like, oh, but I read that and I was like, yes, dude, that's exactly how I feel. I don't want to go play golf and go travel the world and not have work or not have my laptop with me to help somebody out or to make some kind of, dude, one of the biggest things that I've learned in the last year is to play things out. So, and this is a deeper top, fuck it, dude, we're going to talk about whatever we want on today's show. It's a topic that, or it's an idea that I got from Alex Hormozi because he's talking about how, I can't remember the exact thing, but it's like you go to heaven or whatever, you die, you go to heaven. What's there to do up there, right? You what does he say? He says, okay, you wake up, if that's what you do in heaven, you know, there's no mind, body, soul, spirit, whatever, however the fuck heaven works, I don't know. And then you sing with the angels, you know, the church bells ring, you sing with the angels at noon, okay? And then what? Oh, every dog is in heaven, so you got to pet every dog, get to play with all the puppies, right? And then maybe it's 5 p.m., then what? And then that's kind of his whole analogy. You keep on going down the time by time. Then what do you do? Because if you're not working on something, or if you're not, what do you just hang out? What do you do? You're with your loved ones, with all the people that your whole bloodline. That's cool. That'd be awesome for a month. Get to talk to everybody. I guess if you go all the way back, that'd be cool for, I don't know, 6 months. Talk to every single person in your entire bloodline, all the way back up to Adam and Eve, if whatever, you know. And then what? What else do you do? So you nothing? So if I'm up there doing nothing, I'm good, dude. I'd rather do something. So let me just do the thing that I like to do the most here. I don't know. So, but yeah, that's one of the most important, one of the most valuable things I've learned is just to play things out. So let's say that I have all the money in the world right now. I can retire and I can go travel the world. And I can do that. So let's say I do that. I sell all my businesses. I sell this. I sell that. I buy all the cool properties that I want. I'm rich, famous. I'm well respected in the industry. I'm a speaker and stuff. All that. I got everything. And I'm like, you know what? I'm done. Now I'm just gonna play RuneScape all day. Dude, that might be cool for the first month or two, maybe. And then after that, then what, dude? Just more RuneScape? Or I mean, if I'm 60 years old at this point, 70 years old, 80 years old, and I'm like, well, shit, dude, let's be realistic here. And I mean it when I say realistic. By 40, I'm gonna be all right, okay? So at 40 years old, my purpose, my drive, my goals, my aspirations, all that comes to a screeching halt because I want to stop doing the thing that got me there in the first place to then just go dick off. I don't want that. I want to keep on working. I want to keep on doing the thing that I like to do, which is putting in the work here. And I don't even really give a fuck about the whole fitness and nutrition aspect of all this stuff. I want to help people. This is how I know how to do that. And I recently I have undergone the whole mental aspect side of things. The mental transformation aspect of things is what I meant to say. Holy shit. And I now know what that's like, so I can further help people and provide a roadmap to get them from where I was to where I am now. And that fires me up more than fitness, nutrition, and all that stuff. But above all that, I'm learning sales, I'm learning marketing, I'm learning branding, I'm learning administrative processes, I'm learning all this shit. And those skills can never be taken away from me because it's knowledge, wisdom, experience. You can't take that away from somebody. So as long as I'm doing these things, I'm continuously investing in myself, and nobody can take away any of that. It's all mine forever. But, as soon as I throw in the towel, I quit, even if I'm on top, then what do I do, Like I said, I have everything that I've ever wanted, so I wake up, and then what do I do? What am I doing? Because all my other friends, that if I do have friends at that point, they're going to be doing their thing, so they're going to be busy. They're not going to have time for me. Good, they shouldn't. They're doing their own thing. So then what? So I call up some family. I go hang out with family. Okay, cool. So I'll do that for 5 hours, and we'll go watch a movie. Then I come home. Then what? Spend time with wife, kids, family, whatever. Okay. And then, the next day, then what? I just hang out? What am I doing? I don't want that. So when somebody says, "Oh, you're going to be working until you die," that's exactly, dude. That's what I personally want. So for someone to say, "Oh, I wouldn't do that because then you have to X, Y, Z," me having the awareness of that X, Y, Z being actually what I want, I don't know. I think I've developed a lot more self-awareness. I mean, I'm not the all-knowing being of myself, but I've developed a lot more. I love that lesson of playing things out in your head, because I actually did that yesterday. I was stressed out of my mind, so I sent Lexi, that's my girlfriend if you're new, 7-minute voice memo, which I fucking hate when people do that to me. So every time I send a voice memo that's longer than a minute, I always feel so bad, because I don't like when people do that to me. I don't like when people don't mean any harm by it, but in my mind, it's like, okay, I'm sending you a 7-minute voice memo. You have to drop everything you're doing so that you can focus on what I'm saying and give me a thoughtful response. There goes the next 15 to 20 minutes of your day. Fuck that, dude. And I know that's not what people mean. They just send a voice message and they have a lot to say, and that's fine. So do I. But I always apologize. So I actually recorded the 7-minute long voice memo. I was about to send it to her, and then I realized through talking it out, because I was just stressed, because I said, this was yesterday, I said, "Oh, tomorrow, I have the role play at 3:30. You and I are going to go to Chipotle in our Halloween costumes, and then we're going to get food, and then I'm going to come back, and I'm not going to have time to work on anything. And then tomorrow I'm going to miss the live coaching call, on Friday, which is tomorrow. I'm going to miss the live coaching call because we have to go to my supervisor's farewell dinner brunch bullshit, and then I have to come home, and then I have another role play, and then I have to go to sleep, or then I have to get ready. I can have a little bit of time to work on my shit. I have to go to the gym at some point in there, and then I have to go to sleep, wake up, and then I'm going to have and then when I started saying this out loud, I was like, oh, I'm overreacting, because I thought that the world was on fire, but when I played it out, I'm okay. So I started saying all this, in the voice memo. I did not send it, but I was like, oh, and then on Saturday I'll have all day to work on my stuff and there won't be any issues. And Sunday I'll have the same thing. Oh, I'm okay. And in my head, I had it that I wasn't going to have any time to do anything. And I'm so behind because I just finished almost all the modules and I'm still working on the program. I'm still working on the nutrition. I'm still getting all that shit set up. So even if I did sign up a client, all these role-playing activities that I'm doing now, they're super helpful, but I'm not making money. And sorry, that's not what I meant to say. I'm not signing clients. And what am I trying to say? Even if I did sign a client today and I made all the money in the world, I wouldn't be ready to take them on because I don't have all this shit set up yet. And like I said earlier in the show, maybe it would kick me into overdrive if I had a client ready to go. So I don't know. So just me playing it out, talking it through, rather than fixating on just the next 2 days, it helped me out. So I did not send a 7-minute voice memo. I actually sent another one to her and it said, hey, so I just recorded a 7-minute voice memo, but I actually didn't send it. Okay, I'm not trying to share our business here, but let me see if I can find it. This was, let's see, I'm looking. Also, I want to say appreciate. Yep, this one. Yep, right here. You won't believe it, babe. I just recorded a 7-minute long voice memo to send to you, but as I was talking about all my problems and stress and shit, I realized that I'm overreacting, and I realized this is really not a big problem. Oops, sorry. You reacting, and I realized this is really not a big problem, and I realized that I'm just wanting to get going so much quicker than I wanted to ride my bike faster than my legs know how to pedal. That's pretty much. Okay, that's pretty much all I said. And before I say some embarrassing shit, I'm gonna end it there. But yeah, I'm just wanting to ride my bike so much faster than my legs can pedal. And that leads to frustration. That leads to so much. But I mean, I guess rolling with that analogy, pun intended, if I just play it out and I say, okay, I can't pedal as fast as I want, but I can at least pedal some kind. And with that, I will be able to pedal faster. So, I mean, you know what? Scratch that, dude. See, we don't edit shit, and here's proof. That was ass. Horrible. One of my top 10 worst. Analogies, similes, metaphors, whatever. But we keep on going. So yeah, just play shit out in your head, you know? We'll do one more. I use all my retirement money. I do all this. I don't save for retirement. I'm 50 years old. Nothing's worked out for me. Not one thing I've done in the next 23 years from this point on has ever worked, has ever made me a single dollar. I'm useless. I'm worthless. Nobody knows me. I haven't made any progress. I'm a piece of shit. And then what? Well, then I just get a 9 to 5 and I keep on working, the thing that I actually like to do. And I keep on trying. And maybe when I'm 60, things take off. And I'm okay. I don't know, man. I just see the world so different from most people. And it is so frustrating. It's like if I'm looking at a cylinder from one side and someone's like, oh, that's a rectangle. And I'm like, yeah, no, it's a circle, you know, meaning a cylinder, you know, I feel like I have to explain this. A can of soup, if somebody's looking at it from the side, it's a rectangle. If somebody's looking at it from the top, it's a circle. If somebody's looking at it from an angle, it's a cylinder, right? That's a better example. There's people in life that see the circle. There's people in life that see the rectangle. I'm over here and I'm like, that's a goddamn can of soup, dude. You don't see the can of soup? And it's frustrating because people are like, no, that's no can of soup. That's a rectangle. I wouldn't even try to think about a can of soup. I would just see it as a rectangle. A circle maybe, but it's like, dude, it's okay. I see it different. And it's just frustrating because no one sees the can of soup. Everyone sees the rectangle. Everyone sees the circle. Never the full can of soup. What an analogy, huh? So it's just frustrating, man. And it sucks, especially because most of these people are family, you know? Have the same last name, come from the same bloodline. And we just disagree on shit. And it's fine. It's okay. As long as we accept the disagreement and move on. It's not like I hate this person because they think that this thing or this idea or whatever is good or bad. I don't give a fuck. I'm doing me and I'm going to be successful. They can keep on doing them. Couldn't give 3 shits. But it just makes for difficult conversation. I don't know if I shared this story or not, but I'm going to share it again. I was at the Halloween party with my family. I had 3 of my uncles sitting in front of me. Fuck, we got Kyle, Eric, Kevin. They're sitting in front of me. They're talking about retirement, how much they're putting into their TSP, their thrift savings plan, how much they're going to have by what date. Are they going to be a millionaire by this day, and blah, blah, blah. And I actually turned to Lexi and I said, this is not a good conversation for me to be part of, because I have very controversial views to their views. And I said that quietly, but then, I don't know, 2 minutes later, my Uncle Kevin looks at me, says, what do you think about retirement, Bri? And I said, I think I'm going to go get some more soup. And I stood up with my bread bowl and went and got some more soup, because I don't want to have that conversation. I don't. One thing that I always think about is just the roles that people, for example, okay, here's what I mean. If I'm doing my own thing and I'm minding my business and I'm saying I don't believe in retirement because I want to work, I like to work and that makes me happy. I feel fulfillment from doing that and I would like to continue doing so. I don't go and aggressively try to get everyone else to say, or I don't aggressively go to everyone else and say, why the fuck do you want to retire? Why do you not want to work? Are you lazy? What's going on? I don't say that. But it's because that would be, I don't feel like it's an acceptable thing to do. It should never be acceptable to do that. But let me keep on going with this example. But if somebody sees me and says, oh, you work too much, that's all you care about, you just want to be blah, 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 and you're just this and that, and you're so unbalanced, and you're just working all the time, and you're a workaholic, and that's not healthy. That's fine to say to society's measures of, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. That's, if somebody says that, society as a whole is like, huh, what happens here? But if that was reversed, here's a better example. A woman can run onto a men's baseball field and slap a guy's ass, and it's fun and jokes. If a guy did that to a softball game or to a girls' baseball game, whatever, the whole world would burn down, and the guy would have life in prison or something. It's the same thing with it's the same principle, I should say, of what I'm talking about. If I say something about, if a fat fuck looks at me and says, why are you so obsessed with your health, blah, 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 it's kind of like, okay. But if me, being fit, walk up to a fat guy and I say, why are you so fucking fat? You so lazy, bro? What's going on? I'm a piece of shit. I'm going to hell. So, I don't know. It's just some shit I think about. So, just difficult, man. I feel like the black sheep, honestly. I'm just so different than everybody in my whole family. I don't think... I mean this when I say this, because I know a lot of family listens to this. Well, a handful, not few, a few, very few actually. Well, yeah, there we go. I truthfully do not believe that there is anybody in my family, in my direct bloodline, that is anywhere close to the way that I think. And the way that I think is like all in, super, super big ambition, extreme visionary. I will sacrifice whatever the fuck to make my goals happen. Even people, guys, I wanted to move to Arizona so bad that I cut off everything with everybody and I said, I'm moving, because I didn't want to be in the cold anymore. And being happy and in the warmth was it was so much more valuable for me, what am I trying to say? Getting away from the cold to then get into the warmth that I have always wanted. I loved that more than I loved the people, the things, the friends, everything here in Utah. I did twice, fucking 3 times actually. I moved from here down to St. George, and then I moved from St. George to Arizona, and then I moved again in Arizona, and then I moved to Colorado, and then I moved from Colorado back home in the span of 3 years. Because I wanted to do that more than I liked having people around or connections or friendships or family or whatever. And I'm not saying it was easy. It was kind of hard. It was, But the reason why I'm saying all this is because I have no problem cutting ties, cutting people out, removing myself fucking geographically to be happy to do the things that I want to do. nobody else in my whole family, I can promise, would do that because they're either too scared, they don't want to do, they're nervous, they don't want to take the risk. They've got, I mean, this is a valid one, but they've got family actually. They've got, you know, you can't just fucking uproot your whole family unless they're all on board. I mean, you can, but you know what I mean. And I don't see that anywhere in any of my my uncles, aunts, siblings, cousins, grandparents. I just don't see that. So if any family is listening to this, I love you. I mean nothing by it. It's just an observation. That's just what I see. And to be fair, I never see anybody anyway, so how could I make an accurate judgment? There's my little disclaimer. So before you come down my throat, that sounded gross. Before you come at me, come for my throat, I just want to preface it with that. See, I would edit that out for sure, but we don't edit shit in here. So point of all that is, sucks, man. I'm just riding solo, and it's cool because now that I'm part of this mastermind, I'm talking with people who share the same goals, aspirations, who have giant visions. I'm talking with people who make hundreds of thousands of dollars per month. Never mind the money, that can go fuck itself. They are so experienced, they have so much wisdom, they have all the knowledge, all the process, the systems, all the experience to know how to do that. That's cooler than the money. To say, dude, it's so fucking cool to be able to say, I started with this, I have this now, I made this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then this. Every day I do this, every week I do this, every month I do that. Hundreds of people's lives are different. This guy has a family now because I provided a job for him, blah, blah, blah. All that, take the money out of it. I don't give a fuck. All that combined, that is so sick to me. And that's what I'm after. And I'm associating with people like that now. I mean, it's all over the internet, but we're in the same group. We have the same mentor. They have access to the same knowledge and education and material in the course as I do. So if they can do it, I sure as fuck can do it too. I just have to keep on pushing forward, break out of my comfort zone, keep embracing failure, keep embracing the unknown, facing all my fears. Probably said something in there twice, whatever. Fuck. And and this is not a dog on family or friends or whatever. This is me kind of explaining that I want a certain way of life more than I want the people in there with me. And that might sound scary to people. I don't give a fuck. I'm cool. Maybe I'm emotionally not well. I don't know. I'm fine. But I don't know, man. Just fuck the norm, dude. I hate average. The thought of being average. Oh man, dude. No way in hell. No way. If you're average, you're fat. Like that's average. So I'm getting pissed off even thinking about this shit, man. I'm going to end the show. Love you guys. Talk to you later.